How's you, Shawny boy?
Can't stop laughing, mate. Can't stop laughing. Love a lot.
Johnny, how's your Five Guys? Not raging, by the way. Really good job. It's well worth it. It's 8 kilos so far, I think. So not too bad. Johnny's the leader in the clubhouse. Johnny's down, what, nearly 6, Johnny?
Yeah, I don't really know how.
Not even Five Guys and cookies. Not eating Five Guys and cookies, man.
Yeah.
I did
That
not.
sounds-
Chris.
Is that as horrendous as it sounds? And a massive bag of chips.
A mock chop.
I'm doing a diet. Well, Tracy's doing this 14-day thing, and then you go on to then 10 weeks after that. But obviously, I'm doing the food side of things, not all the exercise, so I don't have time for that. But I think I've lost about 2.5, 3 kilos or something just by doing the food alone. So, and that's probably just literally drinking silly amounts of water.
Did I not see the Phill G services van at McDonald's the other day?
Oh,
No, not at all. Definitely not.
Can't. He
I
loves
was
his chicken nuggets.
fixing the lights in the kitchen.
I'll just give it. I'll give it a minute more, and then see if anybody else comes along.
There's Stuart. How you doing, Stuart?
Scott's just in here as well.
Dad.
Evening, gents.
Very brightly lit kitchen.
Oh, that's a terrible picture in your background, Jeremy.
Who's up?
Scott's.
Oh, that creature. Aye.
Oh, it's changed the Bruce now. I'll be getting in trouble for that. Coming in there.
To 31.
Yeah. We've got a couple of people absent due to business trips and illness.
Oh, you can hear me now. There you go. That is, hi Tim, thank you very much. We've got the audio now working. Is he not prepared? Not prepared whatsoever. Tim, how are you? Just let you know, we'll go back to the start. They're all talking about Five Guys.
We'll get cracked on, and if anybody else comes along, we'll get them to we'll join them in as we go along. Obviously, I'm not Joe. Slightly less beard and less hair as well. So I'm Phill Gray, another part of the club. You'll have seen me on some of the tastings and doing some cocktails and some other bits and pieces as well. For those who haven't joined us before, obviously, Whiskey and Cigar Club, we're literally a club of guys that, not exactly the bonniest bunch of loons, but we get by. So we organised this back in 2015. It was literally just a whiskey tasting, and it's kind of gone from there, where we've gone from everybody's houses to doing tastings at each other's houses, going to whiskey tastings, distillery trips, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of spiraled from being house tastings with the guys and to going to the distillery trips to being here. And we went from a few extra people than the club on Zoom to 30, 40, and the other week there we had 60 sales of people for the chocolate and whiskey tasting there as well. So we've been on the go for a wee while. In front of you, you should have, hopefully, you should have in front of you your tasting mat with your 5 drams, some water as well, so that if you want to have a taste in between, and also your dropper. So if anybody wants to...
Just to clarify that, I do not have my water, and I do not have a dropper.
In the region of nothing below 48%, so they're all higher than 48%. So you might want to add a drop of water to these.
Yeah, maybe a good idea.
Time, you might taste it first. If you're a whiskey drinker and you know your whiskey's great, if you're not a whiskey drinker, try your whiskey first, enjoy it, and then if you want to put a splash of water in, as I've said previously, once the water's in, that's it. So give it a try, and
yes, it is.
Try it with a splash of water. Lots of times we've said, people say, "Oh my God, don't put water in the malt or don't put ice in the malt." It's entirely up to yourself. You drink your malt the way you want to drink it. It's there's no point in trying to drink a dram if it's not to your satisfaction or the way you like it. So the way you like it is the way anybody the way you want to take it. So we'll have these 5 drams on the table. Okay, we'll go through them and we'll talk about the colour, the nose, the taste, the finish, and we will we'll try and discuss it, see if anybody wants to have your input. If you do, unmute your stations, give us a shout, and let us know what you think. So we'll get on to that as well. We'll have a few polls in between as well. We'll do so. Basically, we'll have a dram, and then before I'll give you some information on it, but I won't tell you exactly what it is. Let us know what you think on the polls. We'll take the numbers, and then we'll let you know what the dram is. Few corkers tonight, obviously. It's Aberdeen Whisky Shop, Nick's picks. So Nick from the Whisky Shop has chosen these tonight, some of his favourites. So if they're not good, blame him. No, only joking. Quite a few corkers in here tonight. They are lovely. Really looking forward to everybody tasting them and letting us know what they think. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll get stuck into dram number 1.
No.
Okay.
Dram number 1.
Number 1. This is an interesting one, because if you look at the colour of dram number 1, you can see it on my camera there. Obviously, you'll have that in front of yourselves as well, but it's particularly dark. Yeah,
it's actually almost like treacle. Excuse my fingers. I cut myself when I was walking the dog the other day. But
whiskies, it is pretty dark, and of course, I don't know if much people have seen these type of colours in their whiskies before. And lots of people who are whiskey drinkers, people who aren't, might not think that that's the usual colour, and it is not colour added. There is no colour added to that at all. It's straightforward.
Nothing added to that at all. It's
and
dark.
Any thoughts of what colour they would like to like to say that is then?
Sherry.
Port.
Sherry. Has to be a sherry cask.
I would say you've got that right there. Definitely a sherry cask, and it does have a slight. And if you look up to the
I'm
line,
getting good at this.
It does have a bit of a red tinge to it as well. Nothing, not drastic, but just tiny red tinge to it. So it's definitely sort of, colour-wise and everything like that. I think it was. Some of my notes this evening, I put them down as what I think, but there's also what a few other people think, and some of the distilleries think as well. So ones that we've had in there have been burnt orange, bordering on dark brown, and So other thing with the safety as well for some of you will know some of the.
I think Phil's got like fancy glasses, has he?
You swirl this round your glass, okay, and then let your legs develop. You might not, depending, you might see beading around the top of the glass. So if you look round the line of where the legs are and try and see if there is any beading on there. If there is a lot of beading, that generally can tell you that it's quite a strong dram. Okay, so that it could be bordering on cask strength, depending on how much beading is there. So give us a wee sniff if everybody wants to dive your nose in. So lots of different ways to do this. If you want to pop your nose in, you can try. Some people try one nostril, so you're getting some air and air. Other people as well, you can pop your nose in and breathe. Smell your nose and breathe in through your mouth as well. So
see, I broke my nose when I was about 18, and one of my nostrils doesn't work, so I'm not going to pick that one.
Breathe in through the mouth and the nose kind of at the same time, get your smell. So you're not full on, both nostrils in. Just one nostril in there, have a wee smell and a wee swallow, and see what you can see what you think yourself of the some of the smells that could be there.
See, this is why I'm terrible when it comes to things like this.
Notes down here that I've taken during the week and as we've been bottling these. So
I get lime from this.
You get in lime. See, any other thoughts?
Raisins and prunes.
Raisins, prunes. There was some of the notes that have been said between the ones that I've taken, what the distillery have said, and I've looked at a few other people's as well, just other guys online to see what they were, and some of the things that they've been talking about. Now, what the distillery said, and it's on the back of on their actual website, mint chocolate chip. Now, I've got this in bold letters and in brackets here. I can't find it myself, but as we've always said through all of these things,
I can't see that at all.
Things, everybody has a different palate, everybody has a different taste, different smells, so it depends what you get.
It smells strong, that's what it smells.
We're getting sort of like rum, raisins, and spices to the back. Yeah, spices to the back. See, he's doing well, he's doing not too bad, you were right there. But then, is everybody right, is everybody wrong? It just depends what what you take in yourself. So I definitely can't get the mint chocolate chip.
Christmas cake.
That's pretty much, yeah.
That'll be the sherry though, isn't it? It's
the Christmas cake between the
raisins and the sherry, and
between the cask that you have in there. Certainly the sherry cask coming in.
I'm not sure who said port earlier on in terms of the colour, or if it was just the power of suggestion, but I get that kind of fortified-y wine kind of nose off it too.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly got a bit of a bit of that wine kind of smell behind it as well, as you say, the fortified wine.
So when I tried to initiate you into the fine fortified wine that we get from France, from my dad.
Yeah.
And
Talking about Buckfast thing, I think.
What's up?
Somebody said Buckfast.
Buckfast.
I think you likened my dad's Pinot, which is fortified wine from France.
I'm glad you said Pinot.
Didn't you, Joe?
I think you're trying to make excuses there. It was definitely Buckfast.
Don't forget, if anybody doesn't want to speak, if anybody wants to put something in the chat box down at the bottom, some of the guys within the club Barry, Joe, some of the other guys, Sean can answer that as well, and I'll have a brief look into it. So if you're not that keen on speaking, then you can pop that in there as well. Right, let's crack on with the tasting. So,
here we go.
Slange, everyone.
Slange.
Somebody in there, Sean, saying brown sugar as well.
Slange.
Definitely.
Drop of water in it though.
I would say molasses and cola cubes on the nose as well.
But a Murray cup.
Oh.
Cup.
Are you trying to spoil the Phil's tasting here, Joe? By
I think that Wi-Fi connection is, Barry.
right.
Just because Joe's got super fast now, you see, so he's
I'm getting kind of a burnt aftertaste at the end.
That's what I like, burnt. Burnt brown sugar. I'm getting.
Yeah. So there's burnt oranges and burnt sugar was what was the kind of sort of giving the sort of bruleed kind of burnt sugar in the.
I'm actually getting good at this now.
Getting the orange coming through as well.
Brandy snaps, definitely brandy snaps.
Brandy snaps as well.
Brandy snaps.
Can I just say, it's Chris sharing his whiskey. Okay, I am impressed.
Yes,
It's like a treacle smell as well.
Version in a very small.
See, I think this. It's nice. The
Mocha espresso almost in
Tim,
there.
it's when it gets local. We need some kind of localized interpreter. I think that's what we need here.
But also, some of the other ones were dark chocolates and burnt almonds, with some of the other ones that were on that.
Yeah, I've got a really heavy sort of treacle toffee taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
treacle.
Coming back on your...
Some of that fine chocolate that would have gone good with this tonight.
That was some of those nice chocolates from the last time would have gone nice tonight.
It's like drinking potpourri.
It's like drinking potpourri.
Do you taste potpourri often, do you, Joe?
I get floating in the whiskey.
I've got
visions of you sitting with a TV in the middle of the table at the front, just munching through the white potpourri. You know?
I've got a potpourri story about that. First time I ever went to an Indian restaurant in Crown Street, and went with my mate's dad and my mate, and he started pretending to chomp into the potpourri. I didn't know what it was, so I started helping myself, thinking it was a nibble, and then.
Holy years, come on, that was terrible. So, right, well, I think we've realised it's a sherry cask, so it's an Oloroso sherry quarter cask is what was in there. Okay, so any thoughts? Anybody got any thoughts on age for that one, apart from the guys in the club, because they'll obviously know the club. What it is, or some of the guys in the club.
I'm gonna guess 18.
Any thoughts on age for that one?
I'm gonna guess 18.
Yeah, well,
15.
Oh, Brucey.
I'll go 15 maybe.
It's quite raw, I think. Maybe. Well,
15.
if it's a quarter cask, it's maybe not quite so old.
yeah.
I think as well it is quite fiery as you know, it's got a bit of a kick at the beginning with the spirit, so that might give you some indication of whether it's mature or otherwise.
So it's got quite a strong taste behind it as well. So obviously the younger, as Joe said, the younger the cask, the more sort of strength you're going to get into that.
Oh, well, that's me wrong.
Quite a young one as well. It's very tasty. I quite rate this one, but it's 7 years old.
Oh, 7.
7.
Whoa! 7 years old.
I was closest. I was definitely closest.
But I think that
Tim, you were 5 out.
because it's really dark as well, but the Oloroso sherry cask that's been in as well is obviously giving it a lot of its colour. So. Yeah, so 7 years old. Any thoughts on what region it may be from? Any thoughts there?
Speyside.
Speyside.
It's Speyside, obviously. There's not
Always Speyside.
yeah, there's not so much of the stronger taste. There's no smoke in it. It's no cupid at all, and that's a Speyside one. Non-chill filtered as well, and there's no colouring added to that at all. This is all straightforward.
It's nice. It's nice. It's
Colour is very limited edition run. Okay, so this is one of 160 bottles.
Oof.
Okay, so it's pretty. It was pretty rare. It basically, unfortunately, came in and went straight out the door. So we were quite lucky for obviously Nick sorted us out with these bottles and he picked them. So he's
Good one, Nick.
he's managed to get us one of these because literally I think he had, for the bottles he had, it was 15 minutes and they were gone. So
Wow.
we're quite lucky to get this one this evening. So
What's the ABV on that, Phil?
right now, what do you think?
How much?
What do you think?
46.8, that's my guess.
50%.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm probably at advantage because I know some of the ABVs because you took me through some of them before everybody.
Yeah.
25 channels, come on.
Put it this way.
I'll put in the chat 46 point.
I also said earlier on that it was an evening of stronger whiskies tonight. That's why I was saying about the water as well. So Bruce is reckoning 46.8. Okay. Right now, on this one here, it's 56.8.
No, a bit.
Okay. So we're getting up into the.
That's what I meant.
We're getting up
Have you
into
tried it with water, Phil?
What's that?
10 out.
Have you tried it with water?
No, I haven't, but I will. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm not usually one to have a water, but I'll give this a wee couple of.
You've got plenty there.
I know I've got plenty there just in case I needed to.
It's all right with water.
Whittle out the bits and pieces. So if you want to try that with water, if anybody wants to give that a whirl, put a couple of drops in. And then give it a whirl and see if it opens up for you, see if it makes any difference for you, see if it opens up any of the flavours.
Very nice with water.
Agreed, yeah, it is very nice with a bit of water.
Yeah.
I thought it almost got a bit sweeter.
I've got no water to add here, so I'm just going to have to go with the flow that.
Maybe a bit more potent as well with a couple of splashes of water in there.
Taking a bit of fire out of it.
I think I probably need to get water now.
It certainly seems to have opened things up a wee bit there. This is that's a single cask one as well, so just one single cask for all the 160 bottlings for that one as well. So, right, what we'll do is we'll chuck a quick poll in there, and we will see what everybody thinks of it before we tell you. So what we'll do is we'll get everybody's score on it, and then we can let everybody know what they think.
I'm going to go.
Everybody, if you chuck in, give us your scores, let us know what you think to that one.
I'm going to go for a 7. That's what I think it was 7 out of 10 for me. It was nice. Yeah, 7. There you go. You get 7.
Leaded and unleaded.
Love the smell of that. It's one of my favourites of the evening. Maybe not favourite of everybody, but certainly favourite of mine. There we go. Give it a couple of seconds. 29 out of the 30. So
definitely top 5.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There you go. We'll just share your results there. Let everybody see.
Oh, there you go. I was in the majority, so that's quite good.
So not bad. We're only doing, as Joe said in one of the tastings previous, we're taking away 1 to 4 because it's basically, as you're saying, 4 down to 1. In a normal tasting would say that the dram is off, it's spoiled, it's it's ruined basically. So we just do them sort of 5 to 10 on the tastings. It makes it easier for everybody else to do. And as I say, if people don't like it, they're always going to put in a 5 for the lowest score. So we'll work it out from there. So there we go. So 7 out of 10, not bad numbers. Everything like that. 9 out of 10 there as well. I'd probably be in the 8 or 9 out of 10 for that one as well. Quite a tasty dram there, I think myself. So there we go.
It was nice. For me, it was a nice dram.
All right. We'll launch straight into.
Still doesn't beat the dram or the whiskey that I really like. In fact, here we go. We're going to find out exactly what this whiskey was.
So, right. Just typical. I'm reading through a script here, and that's typical. So there you go. For that one there, for the first one, the 7-year-old, okay, is the Whiskey Cellar Private Sellers Collection, Royal Black and 7-year-old. Okay, so 7-year-old, not that old at all, and it was £75 a bottle.
Oh, gee, man.
So £75 on that one. But as I say, unfortunately, the chances of getting a bottle or anybody having a bottle of that one is probably quite slim, because they came in and they went out like a rocket. So my apologies there for not announcing that there. So
what distillery was it from? Sorry,
what was that? Sorry, Chris.
I was wondering, did you say that was a single cask? So
yes,
full time in Oloroso.
Yes. Okay. So full time Oloroso, quarter cask finish. So Oloroso sherry cask and then quarter cask finish.
Can you stick the photo back up of it? Go and stick it back up on screen.
Can do. Screenshot.
Screenshot.
what distillery was that from? That
that's the Royal, if I'm pronouncing it properly, Royal Black Lap.
All right.
Joe, am I pronouncing that properly? Just make sure. Yeah. So Royal Black Lap Highland Distillery.
Okay.
So, but that is the whiskey cellar. That's their own version. So, yeah, whiskey cellar, private cellar selection. So. So lighter, an awful lot lighter this time.
Right, we're on to
Obviously, as you
number
can see in
2.
The colours yourselves. So a little bit lighter in colour, slightly more sort of an ambery sort of colour to that. Also, as well as if you spin your whiskey, swirl your whiskey.
So that's that there.
Your legs.
So swirl it,
And
and then you can see the beading. You can see the beading there at the top and how the legs start running down. The thicker it is, the more viscose it becomes.
Some of your strengths there.
So that's that.
Legs. Look at that legs there and everything like this. I would say quite slow, a wee bit thicker. Certainly a lot thicker than the last dram. The viscosity is certainly a lot more. Yeah. Any thoughts on colours there? Anybody else have any thoughts there?
Golden ochre.
Honey
colour.
Oh,
It's got it's a deeper hue to it, and it's not just a light coloured, a few years in a bourbon cask. It's got a really nice deeper hue to it, right? Proper ambery gold type of colour.
Yeah, amber gold colour that it actually says on some of the notes that were given on this dram from the bottle that was there was light to light orange hue was the exact words that were put on there. So, but definitely getting that, as you say, slightly deeper amber colour to that as well, and beading around about as well.
so we are just testing the 5 whiskies from the Aberdeen Whisky Shop from Nickk. Nickk picked them earlier on this week. They've been bottled.
Your nose in.
And we're going through the tastings. This is whiskey number 2 for those who just joined us on
Smell into
Facebook.
your glass, as I say, smell in through the nose, breathing into your mouth as well, or single nostril into the side. Get your
Man alive.
Got a broad nose in it.
yeah.
It is a good news.
Lovely, smell lovely.
So,
It's beautiful.
Anybody got any thoughts on their nose into that? What you smell in there?
Honey.
Lemon.
Honey.
Really getting a lot of vanilla in there too.
Lemon and vanilla,
Definitely.
Orange.
It's tropical fruit.
Right, you're getting a bit of mango in there too. A slight pepperiness with it as well.
That's some bongo, Jess. Bongo, Joe.
Bongo.
I'm actually getting freesia, like flowery flowers.
Oh yes, yeah.
Show.
A bit of a
Fruit on the money as always.
a floral note in there. So some of the ones that I got as well was a slight orange zest, tiny wee bit of orange zest into that. Well, when we've been doing the cocktails and stuff, when we've taken a peel of orange, and to pop into the top of the cocktail or a wee bit of the zest off the top, you sometimes get that little little kick coming off the orange as well. But yeah,
A wee bit. I'm not getting too much of that.
Orange zest.
I said honey.
Vanilla.
That's one.
Certainly, tiny wee amount of floral notes in there as well, as you said, the freesia type of strong notes there. Just strong freesia anyway, that's for sure. Any last thoughts on that one?
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch?
Butterscotch as well.
Possibly.
Maple syrup, even. Syrup. Maple syrup.
That's a good shout.
There's definitely.
Yeah, I was waiting for Werther's originals there as well. That was the.
Yeah.
That was one of the tasting notes and one of the other.
Okay. I'm waiting.
It was the Werther's originals, right? Crack yourselves in. You're going to have yourself a taste. Flange.
Slange. So here we go.
Panic and Sean's laughing here. I wonder if I've done something wrong.
Your face.
It does not taste the way it smells.
No, it tastes completely different how it's.
Yeah, there's a big difference here between the nose on it and the taste. It's very different.
Yeah. It's got a fair. It's a big hitter on that one. And judging by Sean's face, he's loving that one as well.
No, I like the first one. This one's a bit
too strong.
Bit too strong for me. Yeah, you know what I'm like. I'm a bit wimp when it comes to the cask strengths and stuff. That's like a cask strength type.
Yeah, I must admit, I do favour a cask strength. I enjoy a cask strength. James Smith is saying it's sharp on the tongue as well.
And the lips.
Yeah.
A bit of curry.
If you find that a wee bit strong, as I say, you can put your couple of splashes of water in, try and open that up. But it is quite strong. I'm being a cask strength person, I find that one quite strong as well. But
a lot of orchard fruit in the palate there.
Yeah,
it's very.
So we've got fruit there as well.
It lingers.
Scott mentioned earlier on butterscotch as well. Well, that's probably one of the things that I get quite a strong taste, but a slight tiny wee bit of butterscotch in the taste there as well. Anybody, any other expressions or anything that you think tastes in there? Some of the ones that were mentioned in other tastings and from some other notes and the distilleries themselves was dark chocolate, orange and ginger. Yeah, so that was some of the distilleries and other tastings as well.
I'm getting the dark chocolate now.
Yeah, but it seems to be after you take your first taste as well. It's one of these ones that you take a taste, get the initial hit, and then go back for a second taste, and then you get more of the flavours coming through after you have your second and third taste as well. So I think the first initial sip is quite a strong one to get through. So,
nippy on the tongue. It's like a curry. What's it?
Yeah, it's got a bit of I'm not sure if you would call it pepperiness towards the finish there.
Dry at the end.
Yeah, it sort of sits on your tongue, the peppery taste.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I thought.
It's got quite a lasting one as well, which gradually, slowly sort of teeters off as if the sort of peppery gets lighter and lighter as it goes on. But it's quite a lasting taste.
This coming from a guy that usually drowns his whiskey in water, I actually found that easier drinking on its own without actually adding the water. Water, I think it's a lot peppery.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same thing. I just put a little bit of water into a little bit of that whiskey, and it was really peppery, really spicy.
We'll give this I'm not, as I say, generally I'm not a drinking a water person to pop in, but we'll give that a couple of splashes there, and we'll give that a try. We swirl just in the last bit. Some of the times you've said as Joe said in tasting before, if you want to keep a small amount in the bottom of your glass. I know that's difficult sometimes, but if you want to keep a small splash in the bottom of your glass, just a wee bit, that you can go back to and try after you've tried other ones as well, it'll give you it'll give you an idea of going back to the tastings as well. As I say, it's difficult to do, but it's well worth just to go back and have a try over. So I popped a wee bit of water in that, and I'm going to give that a...
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave that to the end. I'll pop a bit of water into it if I can get water, and we'll try it out.
I would err on the side of caution with that one, because Phil just chucked that down his neck after adding some water to it, and the pepperiness in it, the spiciness, that sharpness really kind of kicks it. You can see Phil's eyes.
Yeah.
Phil's eyes are watering there. I was just about to say before he tasted it, Phil, don't down that. He just knocked it back.
That has amplified that. As I say, I don't mind. I love a cask strength. I've got loads of cask strength whiskies I do enjoy. I will sit with a cask strength whiskey of an evening and take my time and enjoy it. But I do like a bit of kick. I do like but adding water to that amplifies it 10 times over. That just makes everything, the strength, the taste,
spiciness. That.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, lovely. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
My mouth is literally on fire right now after taking that with water. So I don't know what yours is like.
Yeah, for me that taste is still lingering, and I've left that to the side. It's lovely. It's the one that I would probably go back to.
We need to put a warning out.
8.5. I think 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Don't put water on it. It makes it worse.
No.
The chip on fire.
Chip on fire.
Any thoughts on a region for that one?
It was that
a region.
Reaction to the whiskey, Sean.
Highland.
Anybody else?
Is it a Speyside?
Highland.
Highland.
Well, believe it or not, it's actually a Speyside. So there you go. It is a Speyside. Non-chill filtered as well. There's no colouring added that. There's no caramel to change any of the colours or anything like that. It's all natural colouring. And that is bottle 268 of 281. So once again, a limited run on on that one. So single cask. Okay, so it's a single cask. In total there. So what we'll do is we'll crack on and we'll get you into the next poll. We'll see. This could be interesting. We will crack on with poll number 2, and let's see what everybody has to think about this one. This could be.
I was going to give it an 8 point something, so I think the nearest one I can go is 8. So let's go for an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Why isn't there a 4?
I'm sure Sean, if we put a 2 or a 1, and then you'd be down there.
Nah, it's not as bad as rough stock.
I preferred it to the first one, to be honest. I thought there was more going on.
Controversial.
No, okay, Joe, honestly.
I would go the first one over that one, actually.
I was dreading the first one because of the colour and the smell, but I actually enjoyed it.
I love the first one. It was
the first one was nice.
Hosting, but as first one, I would have certainly been a 9 out of 10 for me. It's thoroughly enjoy it, but I do like that.
I put 7 by mistake. Looking back, it was actually nicer than this one. This one was an 8, so yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
And a bottle in a night.
So Anne says she would go for this one as well. Obviously, Anne likes a stronger number as well on the whiskies. So, right. So
what are the scores?
There we go. We've got 20 out of 30 people. So we'll just a second more, and then we'll end the poll there. And some interesting ones. I was expecting some more. Barry Gibson says, "Aye, so peppery, that's for sure." Yeah. Right. We'll end the poll there and let you see the results on that one.
Okay.
So there you go. 6 out of 10 being the highest there. And it won 9 as well. So yeah, that's. I was expecting there to be more 5s there to be surprised, but no, that's done well. Let's get rid of that. Right then,
Oh,
Any guesses? You managed to finish it off, John. Have you? You've managed to polish it off there.
I am, but I'm trying to think. So if it's the space side, but if it's a single cask.
Now we've had quite a few of this distillery in the past.
That's got to be higher ABV. Sorry to bring it back.
What would be your reckon, Barry?
It's got to be higher. Like, well, if I had to say, probably about 90 ABV.
I'd go 58 ABV.
That would be some seriously
58.2.
seriously strong stuff, that's for sure. Right.
I would say higher than 56.8, but that's like really pushing the boundaries there.
56.8 you think's pushing the boundaries, well that's 57.
I think this is
It's 57.
So that one there was a 57.6% whiskey.
8.2, not far off, but yeah. So 57.6 single cask, okay, and this was done in virgin oak barrels as well, okay.
So it's a young one as well, then, Phil. Like,
so this is 15 years old.
How many?
15 years old.
So it's a 15-year-old.
It's not really old, it's not too young either, so it's kind of in the middle there as well. So I'll let you know. Bottle and dram number 2. There you go.
Or Glenallachie.
Glenallachie.
Old favourite.
5 virgin oak barrel.
You know,
You've had a pill of that before,
nah, the 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So for those who have just joined us in, what we're this is the Aberdeen Whisky Club's whiskey tasting night, and we have 5 unknown whiskies that we're going through. We're going through each one of them, and this one here is a 15-year-old whiskey from Glenallachie. It's 57.6%. And wait to find out how much this bottle's worth.
Unless you put it on view mode as well, so you've got the.
No, got it. Pin,
oh, you got it, right? Okay, then. Got it. Yeah. I'm new at all this, so I'm just getting through it all. Right, and James, I'm just getting onto that one. James Smith has just asked for the price as well. So just to let you know, the price for that one is £105 a bottle.
So that one there was £105 for the bottle.
The sort of general price in AWS that we've got in stock, we've kind of went sort of the basic price, because you can go to some of the other places and the prices might be slightly different, might be slightly more, might be slightly less, but then it's up to £105. Okay, and James is asking the price of the first one as well. First one, which is unfortunately sold out as well, is if I can find it myself, but it was £75 a bottle.
That's quite a good deal, that one.
So the
first one was 75, but you said it was one of 160 bottles.
Yeah, so it was only 160 bottles, which sold out like within 15 minutes of them going on sale. So unfortunately, that one's not won't be available. But the £105 for the Glenallachie that we've just tasted. So, and
Really started firing into the next whiskey.
Right. So you've started already, have you?
Yeah.
Bruce,
He hasn't got all night.
Bruce,
take your time with the next one, Bruce.
We'll crack on to number 3. Okay, so we'll crack on with the number 3 dram and get going with that there. So, right, you can see there, give your glass a wee swirl. And have a look into your colour into there as well.
Fancy glasses, but obviously standard.
This is one I've been looking forward to finding out what everybody thinks of this one. Okay, so I've not necessarily done the whiskies in order to, sort of best to, or sort of start to the best whiskey or cheapest to the most expensive. I've kind of chopped these about a wee bit tonight, so and I'm looking forward to the results.
I'm looking at this one. Yeah.
So,
was it slightly darker?
Thoughts on the colour there?
Or golden?
So,
is it darker than the last one? A bit golden?
Yeah. I think amber.
It's definitely darker, is it?
Yeah, a bit of a darker colour into it as well. This is the results that were given on the distilleries and some of the other tastings was amber with a tint of red through it as well. So it depends on how you look at it, what sort of light I suppose you're looking in. Some of the different, if you hold it up to the different lights, you can maybe get a wee tinge to the edge. So if you look around just at the edge of there, you can see a bit of red just into the corner of the glass there. But once again, I think it comes down to more the light, and what you're sitting in as well. Whether you have the bright light.
Oh.
So
it looks nice.
Look, it looks amazing. I've been doing some of my notes today during the day and stuff like that as well. But at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was maybe forbidden for me to sit and have a wee sip or anything like that at 12. But I'm looking forward to this. Pop your noses in. Let's have a wee sniff and a nose and see what see what everybody comes up with.
Marmalade.
Any thoughts on nosings for that?
I would say it smells absolutely delicious.
It does, doesn't it? I for my first thought was like, I don't know where it came in my head, marmalade. But I don't know where that come from. It's quite smoky.
Bruce, are you getting smoked, do you think?
I don't know. Now maybe. Now I think initially it was a completely different smell, and my first thought was a kind of marmaladey sweet type thing, but then I'm getting maybe a bit of smoke.
Woody.
What was it Michelle said? What was it?
I said lavender, but I don't think it's lavender. I'm going like Parma Violet kind of vibe.
It's like a refresher taste.
Yeah, refreshers, as you say, Parma Violet. It wasn't swizzled, it was spizzers or whatever you call them. Was the sweet?
Basically,
I'll tell you something.
Phil, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Love.
Definitely
Swizzlers.
So I'm
getting refreshers.
Cherries.
You're going on the register, you.
Right. Who shouted cherries?
Yeah. Maraschino cherry for some reason.
Yeah. So cherries was one of the
cherries.
One of the tastes that the actual distillers themselves has put down. So and they said.
I obviously know what it is, but it smells of age. You've got that starting to get that hint of Dunnage warehouse in there as well.
Like your granda.
The Dunnage smell. We've had this sort of kind of musty Dunnage smell of the casks as well.
Yeah, I'm biding my time.
Green apple. I get the green apple.
On this one, there's no leather. In this one, I can tell you that for a start.
Coconut as well is one that I thought as well, and one of the other.
I'm getting coconut now.
Tasting notes as well. Sometimes when you mention
coconut?
as well, as you see, you've got your well. So to help you think of some of the things as well. If
maybe.
If you've not been doing whiskey for that long, if you're new to whiskey, don't forget on your tasting map that we sent out. Well, there's the tasting wheel in the middle, and it gives you some extra ideas as well.
It smells lovely, to be honest. It's got.
Think of a smell you can't think of. Have a look at the wheel, and it can sometimes spur on some of the smells and tastes as you go along. So yeah, so we've had sort of cherries, coconuts, lots of bits and pieces as well. A wee bit of vanilla.
Rosewater.
Rhubarb.
Rosewater, rhubarb. Yeah, there's a few different smells in there as well. As I say, we all have different palates. We all have different smells and noses, so everybody can get from different smells. But as people say things, you might sometimes have a sniff and think yourselves. So, right, without further ado, I'm really interested to find out what everybody has to say to this. So, let's get stuck in there. Slange.
Cheers.
Slange. It really smells nice.
Not adding water to this one.
I would be, personally, I wouldn't be adding water either.
That's lovely.
Yeah, a lot smoother than the other ones.
That is lovely.
That is amazing. And it's one of these ones as well that when you take your first taste, it's tasty. When you take your second taste, you're getting even nicer flavours coming through, and it's even better. You know, it definitely as you go along. I think it's improving. It's improving every time that you sit and have a wee sip to that. So
that's stunning. I might leave my wife for that, but don't tell her.
I knew that was coming up. I felt that slap from you.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Hardly
Your
any
secret,
finish
your
on
secret's safe with us.
Boys.
You like that one?
So this was
That's
the only
nice.
bottle that came sealed out of the 5. So I wonder if that gives anything away about it.
No. That will have been probably when we send the packages away, we seal the ones that get packaged. But I think there was 1 or 2 additional ones because at the time we were in between the bottlings and the sending out. So Chris sent me a text message earlier on saying that he thinks number 4 and 5 is childproof. What have we done? But I think it was just because they were a couple of wrapped ones that didn't make it into the packaged ones.
I hope we got into them then.
Yeah, definitely.
I opened them, no bother.
Yeah, as Bruce came out with a Stanley knife before that, it was like that one here. So
It's a katana, I think.
he's got a Stanley knife, but that's the way to do it. So finish on that one. As I say, it's just it stays in the mouth there. It's got a sort of lingering taste with a tiny bit not spice, but not as spicy as what we had in dram number 2, but just tiny wee amount there as it kind of fades off.
It's definitely smoother. It's definitely a lot smoother and not as harsh as the other ones.
No. This is this is definitely one that I would I would be sitting with a large one of an evening.
That's the end of the night one.
So, on to whiskey 4.
It is one you could sit there for the evening with.
Yeah,
You could.
Definitely. So it is. It's an absolute stunning dram. This one.
I'm still getting red grape, like a red grapefruit.
Well, there's
red grapefruit.
Yeah, melon as well.
Yeah, fruits is one of the.
I don't think I've ever had red grapefruit, to be honest.
So they've put down some sort of fruits in there. So
If anybody can name the film that quote is from, you'll get a bonus point. Put your comments in the chat.
18.
Are we getting older?
Come on,
or getting younger?
22.
20.
So we've got quite a few different ages there. So
21.
it's 25 years old.
Ooh.
So 25 years old there. Now this is the thing that I'm interested in. Where's it from? What region do you reckon this is from? Well, some of the club guys will obviously know what this is. So, but anybody else, any thoughts on what region?
Highland. I'm going to say Highland.
Have I had this before, Phil?
Probably not. Because Bruce reckons Highland.
Glenmorangie.
To be honest, I've no idea.
It's not Glenmorangie, no.
The Highlander, it might actually be further north than that.
Well then, James, ding ding ding, 1 point for you.
Okay, we'll just go through them all. We'll just go through them all. Everybody to see.
So,
yeah, it's an Islay malt, or
What?
an Isla malt, or Isla, whatever.
Oh, sure.
Loads of people say it different ways, so you want to, I'll just say it in all the different ways. So, Islay malt on this one. This one is also non-chill filtered, and it has no colours added either. So it's all completely as it is. Okay. Now, this is a limited edition run. Okay, so this is bottle 9446 of 12,000. Okay, I know it's 12,000. Obviously, it's not as low numbers as what the first bottle were, but that is it. So it's not like it's a on the shelf thing that's going to be going forevermore. Okay. Any thoughts on strength? Anybody got any input on strength?
52.
Yeah, I was going to say 53. 52.1.
50.
Oh, that's what you are.
So, okay. So this one, and its ABV is 48.4%. So quite a smooth one, I think. Very, very smooth tasting.
Number one for sure.
Lovely one there. So I think before we chuck any more information to let you know what it is, we'll put the poll up. And this is going to be, an interesting one for sure. So
I'm going to give that one a 9 because it was nice.
tasting number 3.
8.7, so it's near 9. So let's just give it a 9.
I think it's possibly slightly behind the Bowmore from the chocolate tasting, but it's one of the best ones we've had in the tasting.
I think it's the obviously the Bowmore was the slightly more smoky edge to it and stuff like that. But that is superb. I would be
I'll leave
I would be
the rest of that for later on.
10 out of 10 if I could vote. So, but no, that is superb. Oh,
are you trying to
do that? George just went blank there. Right. So that's 29 out of the 31 people there. So.
The thing is, I said it was a Highland, and then earlier on at the start, I thought I could hint some smoke. So
there you go.
There you go. More than almost half of us said 9.
So
5.
A 5?
The first time I've scored 10.
Who's that? Kick them off.
Now, I would have thought that there would maybe been like a 6, maybe up and everything like that, but a 5 out of 10. Obviously, somebody's not too keen on that one. But no, an absolutely stunning dram. I think quite a few. So 9 out of 10. So
it's very
obviously definitely a popular one there, I would say.
What's it called, Phil?
Right, get yourself ready for this one.
Right, I'll pin you. Come
Here
on.
we go.
I'm good. Before I actually show anybody this one, how much do you think this bottle cost? So we've got a 25-year-old Irish single malt. Okay. So anybody, any thoughts on how much this one is?
Well, I think
It's not $15.99, is it?
Along 30.
250.
Oof.
At least 300 or 400.
James is 120. Okay, right. I'll put your misery on that one. So this one.
Here we go.
Now, there is other bottlings of this one, but unfortunately, this one is £280 a bottle. Okay. And it sold out in 15 minutes as well, so it was gone. Unfortunately, there is other editions of this because this is the 7th expression of this, and they're doing them as they go along. I think they're doing sort of 1 to 10 on the expressions as they go. So it's and to me is absolutely stunning dram. Which is, if you can, it might be a bit of a dark. Might be a bit of a dark picture there, if you can see that. Okay, so I'll tell you what it is, and I'll show you the bottling as well, because it's obviously everything's black because
nice.
This is Bruichladdich. Right, it's the Bruichladdich, okay, Black Art Edition. Okay, and this is the 7th edition. Okay, so Bruichladdich Black Art Edition. So it's 1994 edition 07.1. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll pop that up there because
look at that. That's lovely.
That's a beautiful dram.
It's absolutely stunning.
Bizarrely, today at work, I found out what black art in theatre actually is, for magic, and where they do the black, and it's that black colour where they do magic tricks. And I only found out that today. And how bizarre is that?
The slightly the hand and all that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. But they're doing this as a series, so this is a series all the way through. So they've got edition 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is edition 7. So edition 8 is now just about to be launched.
Yeah, it's 285. for the 8.1.
Yeah, so that's the 8.1. So this is the 7, which is this one, but it's all sort of same expressions as you go along. So it'll be interesting. We try the club, as in the guys in the club, we sometimes buy a bottle and we divide it up between the guys in the club. Unfortunately, we couldn't get this one because once again it sold out so fast. So
it'd be really interesting to taste a couple of the editions side by side.
Yeah.
See what a 3 versus a 7 versus a 9 eventually is. If
Aberdeen Whisky Shop, if Nick can do that for us, then well up for that one, that's for sure. So
just out of interest, Phil, is that the most expensive bottle we've had on here?
That and the Bowmore, I think, are the 2 most expensive bottlings we've had. So Joe might remind me of what the bottle. I'm sure the Bowmore was about 280. We tried to buy a bottle on the night as well, but somebody just nipped in front of me. We tried to buy one online. I was literally on the Whisky Exchange and we had one bottle, and there was one left, and I went in to buy it, and it was sold. It said there was no stock left, so somebody's jumped in there and bought that before I got the chance to buy it. Nobody's admitted to that yet, but I think that one, so the Black Art and the Bowmore are the two most expensive bottlings we've had. So
just for interest's sake, if anybody is interested, there is availability on the Tindrum website. So Tindrum Whiskey has it for 290 in stock.
Okay, and Ross Jolly says as well 275 on the Brookladdy website as well.
I think that's the 8 though, not the 7.1.
Ah, right, okay.
The 7.1 is on the Tindrum website.
Okay.
You can get the 7.1 on the actual distillery website.
It is the 7.1, is it? So it's, I have to say they're all different. So you've got the 8.1 and then all the way up. So there's the
7.1.
There's yes. So
the 7.1. Yeah, it's on the actual distillery website now. Got one in the basket if you want it.
It wasn't you that beat me to the Bowmore last time, was it?
He wouldn't say.
But yeah, so that's a tasty, very, very tasty dram. I'm savouring some of that as well.
Yeah, it's definitely 7.1, 275.
Right, okay.
Nice.
Well, that might be interesting to go and have a look at as well.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it.
But absolutely stunning, and I would imagine.
Can you imagine? Lindsay, I've just spent 300 quid. Oh, have you? One? Yeah, a bottle of whiskey.
What the differences are, I'm not totally sure, but I would imagine they're all on a decent par as well. They are superb.
Look at that. 275 at the 275.
275, yeah. So.
Oh, he's tempted. That's the
Well, this is maybe your time, because we'll take a 5-minute interval to let anybody go to the loo, have a comfort break. So buy a bottle, jump on the internet and buy yourself a bottle of 0.71.
Mr. Sheffield will have done it before I get there, I think.
So right, we'll take a break for a few minutes and let everybody have a comfort break, and then we'll come back with of course rounds 4 and 5 as well. So we will speak to you in a few minutes.
So we'll mute myself there. We'll have that in the bottom corner so you can see them coming back. We'll do that there. There we go. So yeah, so that's 3 whiskies down. The first one was a 56 point something. I'm going to stop my video onto YouTube, to the Zoom. And the second one, first two space sides, and the third one was an Islay malt, or how do we pronounce it? Islay? I would say Islay malt. And that currently is £275 for a 48% single malt. So very, very nice. Now I've kept 2 back, so to be honest, I polished off the first one because it was nice, and I scored it a 7 out of 10. Probably should have scored a little bit higher, but hey, there you have it. So the Aberdeen Whisky Club runs these tasting experiences once a month, and the last one we had at Christmas time was a whiskey and chocolate tasting session, which was pairing of whiskies with certain chocolates from. Oh, I have now forgotten the name of the chocolate company. Doesn't matter. It was absolutely stunning. One of the whiskies there was a Bowmore, and the Bowmore there was, I think it was about £280 for the bottle as well. And this is the thing with the whiskey club, the events they put on here is for the cost of 5 large whiskies. I think they're, I'm going to say 30 mils of in a bottle, possibly. I'll double check that. And depending on what offers you're getting, you get 5, and you get this experience in front of Zoom, and it's brilliant. And I would never ever buy a 280 bottle of whiskey at all. I'm getting to taste one, and then I think what they do is they actually wait till later on into the evening, and you feel a bit, I'll buy one, and you know, it happens. I've not done it yet, which is quite nice. So I've not done that yet. As you can see, Phil will do here, so we know when he comes back soon. So we'll keep that up there. If anybody's watching and anybody has got any questions for anybody in the Whiskey Club, fire them into the chat, either in the Facebook stream or over on the YouTube stream. I can pick them up and put them up and put them to the guys and see if we can get any questions back out. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's if you don't know about whiskey and you want to get into whiskey, and you want to experience different whiskies from the normal supermarket whiskies, this is absolutely brilliant. I mean, for me, I'm now tasting different sorts of regions. I'm now tonight for the first time is picking out certain regions that I would never expect to have done before, and that's working well. Oh, Phil's come back. Oh, his mic's off, so we'll it's like a live shuttle launch, is it? Okay, Phil will be taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope, and he's not ready yet. So we'll hang on until Phil comes back on. But yeah, no, the Whiskey Club, it's great. We've been doing it. They decided to do it in lockdown for something to do, and they post down the bottles to me. The people here, they're not all local to Aberdeen. They have people all over the place. And if you just check them up on their Facebook page, it's the Aberdeen Whiskey N Cigar Club. And you get to their website and you can book tickets for the next one. I enjoy it. It spends some of a part of a Friday night, which is quite nice, especially during lockdown. It just gives you something to do, and it's a nice bunch of people on the Zoom. As you can see, there's currently we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was that? 6 times 1, 2, 3, 31 people, including the host. So 30 people taking part in tonight. And there is a huge range of different sort of people, which is really nice to see. It's not all
Phil,
gammons.
I thought the last one was really nice, so I've decided to have a pairing with it, and I'm going to pair it with Jaffa cakes.
Jaffa cakes.
Just to see what it's like, because I have a smidge left, so I'm going to pair it with Jaffa cake.
So,
and the dog agrees.
Yeah, let's have it. Nothing quite like a chocolate pairing there as a £280 bottle of whiskey and a bottle of Jaffa cakes.
Yep, but
I'm quite surprised you haven't went full moon, half moon, total eclipse. Yeah,
total eclipse.
Going scoffed. So
actually, it goes very well.
Oh, here we go. So apparently, it goes really well with Jaffa cake. So that's something to think about.
These fancy chocolate pairings and stuff like that, and everything going, yes. And next we have Jaffa cake. Yeah.
I mean, is it worth dunking it? That's the question.
Dunk it, Sean, dunk it.
Ambassador, you spoil us. Well, that's
You
where
want
Russia.
to.
That's the next one.
Oh
No.
I don't
You know you
know
want
dog
to.
barking in the video, but it's sounding our dog fucking bananas.
Everybody's dogs. One dog barks. Everybody else's dogs bark.
Oh, well,
What?
We'll just give it a couple of seconds and then wait until there's a few people come back in. So. Are you being fed chocolates, Chris? Look at this, honestly.
what a life.
So, no, all I can say is your wife's feeding you chocolate. My wife just poured me another one, so there you go. Mm.
That's because you threatened the bin out earlier, didn't you, Chris? So you know what to do, Phil. Threaten Tracy for the bin. She'll start feeding you.
All right. All right, I think we've got just about everybody back there. Yeah.
Right, so we've got 2 more whiskies left to
I'm
try.
not sure if that was Donald texting me to say he spilt his whiskey. I'm hoping that's not number 3 that he's just spilt. So
if that's, I'm just going to work this out. So if you've got a 70, if somebody can do the maths on this, if you've got a 70 cl bottle, 700ml bottle, and that's 285 ml,
there you go. Yeah. So.
and you get
Hands up who's went and tried to get themselves a bottle of Black Art during the break.
35. So
Everybody?
30 mils from the bottle.
You didn't, did you?
Calculate.
You went and bought one.
Let's calculate this.
Yeah, why not?
If anybody was going to
285
buy it, it would definitely be
divided
yourself.
by
So
700.
at the start,
We'll multiply that by 30. So that nip alone, if you were to buy that nip alone, would cost £12 for that thing. That shot there was £12 worth. I think for the whole thing cost about 35.
Quite enjoyed the sherry bomb one there. Then get yourself on Amazon because it came down in stonking down in price tonight. So I know a few of us have been on and bought bottles. So cool. Right. So number 4. Let's get ourselves stuck into number 4.
So that there would just say is just to say the Berry Brothers have got a bottle of whiskey which is absolutely fantastic, and it's currently on sale just now at £24. It's normally about 34. It's down to £24, and it's absolutely stunning. But anyway, let's go back to this 4th whiskey.
Compared to when you start looking at the difference in the colours there, it is pretty dark. But then we then went really light, and now we're kind of coming back up the scale a wee bit. I think we're certainly a wee bit dark. So I'm keeping some of my dram 3 to enjoy at the end. But as you can see, we're starting to get that wee bit darker as we go along. So we've got a bit of a sort of, as it was described from the distillers themselves, was mahogany colour. So I'm thinking,
I get that.
Sort of like the orangey to red colours in there as well. So it's like a mahogany sort of style and colour. And you might see as you swirl your glass round, we've got quite long legs on this one and quite a lot of beading round. So if you wait for that couple of seconds as well, look round that line at the top there, you can see the beading coming in as well. So that might give you a bit of an idea of how strong that's going to be. So, right, get your nose in there, everyone.
So basically what they're saying is, now listen, I'm no whiskey guru or aficionado, I know what I know, but what they've said to me is if you stir it like this, if you spin it around and you see the legs at the top, you see how that line appears and how the legs are taking ages to drop down, which means it's quite viscous, which means it's quite strong, apparently. So they say. I know nothing.
So we've got right. Oh, okay, we've got a couple of people saying on the chat. We've got Dettel from Isabel Nunn, and of course James Smith is TCP as well.
No. Cask strength, and it smells like that.
It is a strong one. I don't think it's up there with your, Lefroy's and so on and so forth, but it does have quite a strong smell to it. Any thoughts on the nose? What's everybody thinking?
I was thinking more burnt orange than TCP or Dettel.
Definitely.
This is a message from my wife. She says it's like smelling a pair of plum soles.
Okay then, yeah.
Jimmy's.
That good or bad?
Burnt rubber, like a.
I
get that from cask strength. Burnt rubber and like PCP smell. I get that from every cask strength I smell.
Yeah, I seem to get the myself and Ricky, one of the other guys in the club as well. We did a tasting before, and it was for the Malt Whisky Society, and they had described one of these as burnt tires, strong bonfire.
Looking at that.
But when we tasted it, it wasn't. I couldn't get it, but as we always say, certainly myself,
It's subjective.
Expert. It's one of these things that everybody smells different things. Everybody has a different taste. Everybody has a different smell. Me personally, my thoughts are I don't smell any sort of the rubbery smells in there, but I do like a cask strength whiskey. So it all depends on if you're a cask strength drinker. Plum soles, I will get back to you on that one on the plum soles. I'm not really sure. I'll have to have a smell of my wife's plum soles shortly and have a compare. But they're
You just keep that sort of stuff to yourself, please. Thanks, Phil. Thank you.
What happens after Zoom talks, and keep it to myself.
That's when you need to put a little red triangle in the top right-hand corner of your screen.
parental guidance, yeah. So anybody else have any input on smells? What sort of smells are you getting?
I get icing sugar, or like, when you dust icing sugar over like a cake, that kind of smell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of the sweet smell of, as you say, when you're doing the icing sugar coming across, the sweet smell and the vapor that comes off of it as well. So we've got some of my own ones, but also some. Now we've got nosing here. We've got dark chocolate, coffee is one of them as well. Hints of vanilla as some of the ones that have been suggested as well.
Get the vanilla.
I get the vanilla.
Any other?
That's a cake bit.
Sticky toffee when you're cooking for making a sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding syrup. That's it. The top of the So
I definitely get something that is unpleasant on the nose on that for me.
It's very light. It's very light sort of sulphury.
Sulphury, almost rubbery.
I figure who's saying that.
Full burnt tire thing, but there's definitely something in there that, for me on the nose, I don't enjoy.
Here you go. Here's some nice white chocolate. Take a taste of it.
I quite like it.
Yeah, no, I'm
water.
You tasted it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is white chocolate in there as well.
Let's get stuck in. We've got everybody have a taste in there, and Slange.
Slange, everybody.
Peppery straight off the bat.
Oh.
So we're definitely into the realms of cask strength.
That's a strong one, I think.
Yeah, that's got a bit of punch at the back of the throat.
Nice.
Definitely getting down the realms of certainly the strength of number 2 that we had earlier on. Definitely
You can't beat a strong number 2.
Strong notes in there as well. So
it's for me. It's it's really nice.
Any thoughts on their sort of tastes in there, sort of flavours?
Coffee.
Never noticed. Toffee, yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah.
definitely a strong sort of coffee.
Yeah. It's one of those that's very different on the second tasting than the first. Definitely a lot more pleasant on the second tasting.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
A tiny bit of water.
A lot better than it smells.
Yeah. Chris is popping in a tiny bit of water. Have you tried it with water?
A wee side glass with a tiny bit of water, and it does soften it, and you get that kind of sweet toffee notes going on. I just can't go over the nose on it for me, but I don't know if it's an association that I've got or what it is.
I really like this one. Really nice, this one. I get what Joe's saying about the ice and sugar on the nose, the sticky toffee that Clancy's coming up with. I think it's a lovely one, this.
James Smith says warm but not as harsh as the smell.
You can't beat a strong number 2.
When you first take you get the first aromas of it, you think, oh, okay, don't know if I quite fancy that one. And it's one of these ones that first taste, it's quite a kick, you're getting the strong essences going through it as well. But then once you then start to take the next one through, it kind of lightens slightly. Now I've added a couple of drops of water. I'm going to give that a wee try with the drops of water in it as well.
That's nice. I enjoy that.
Espresso bit to it as well in the taste.
Yeah, it certainly with water it certainly opens it up as well. It's it takes away the harshness back of it, and then and it certainly brings out flavour. I'm getting more coffee as Joe Shepard said there. It brings out a lot more of the coffee as well, and some of the tasting notes as well that have come off this as well for the other ones from the distillers was dark chocolate, raspberries, and orange. Is one of the other ones as well.
No, I'm not getting any of the raspberries. I don't see that.
The orange itself, but the one that I get now that I've added a bit of water to it is like a little cinnamon type. I know it's just that
a bit sweeter with water.
Yeah,
I was going to say that, definitely.
Yeah, it's turned a wee bit sweeter since I put the water in. It's maybe not quite as the same, but if I put water, but if you have a wee smell and a wee taste at the same time, before I put the water in, I was getting a slight bit of cinnamon just off the end of it, like as if you were not quite chewing on a cinnamon stick, but certainly having a small amount of cinnamon and stuff, or maybe a sprinkle on the top of something there. It was just.
I can see that.
But it's definitely a fair strength behind it. So, any thoughts on age from anyone?
12. I'll put it in the chat here.
15.
15.
Okay, so Bruce is saying 12 as well. So that's not so bad. Not round about the right there. That's
11 and a half.
14 years old.
All right, okay.
So it's 14 years old, and I'll tell you right away, it's a space side as well. This one is space side.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Got a fair kick behind it as well. So once again, as I think all of them are tonight, it's non-chill filtered and no colouring added as well. So it's all natural colourings and not chill filtered. The sort of like the finishes on this as well, they've got them down as a bit of a long finish because it's quite a strong one. And then some of the ones that the distillery said there's a hint of nutmeg at the end. Okay, so
it wasn't cinnamon, it was nutmeg or something like that. For sure.
Yeah, there's something just in there. So that was as I said, the nutmeg was the distillery's tasting notes as well. So maybe the cinnamon, nutmeg, kind of close along the same lines there for the finishing. So
I'm getting
obviously.
Come on, we'll go for guesses on ABV. Let us know what you think the strength is on that one. Obviously, it's going to be quite a strong one. So
52.
52 in a bit.
Yeah, it's 50 plus. It has to be
50 and a half. Okay, Bruce reckons it's 50.1. So
I'm guessing numbers now.
I'm ready for this one. This one is 59.6 ABV. So it's a fair, I would imagine it's an end of the evening, enjoy, just sit down and enjoy dram. I don't think you would be, you'd be sitting dramming on them most of the night, because I think you'd be flat on your back if that was the case.
But that's going to end your evening.
But it doesn't taste as strong as some of the other ones I think earlier on.
This is the surprising thing, yeah. James Smith said it will end the evening. I think Barry said the same as well. Yeah, definitely. You would. That would be a nice dram to end the evening, or a nice large dram to continue the evening, enjoy over the whole evening. So, right. Before we go any further, answer any more. I will chuck up the next poll. Let's see what everybody thinks of tasting number 4.
Yeah, is it a 10? It's either a 9.4 or 9.6.
Everybody says a few interesting numbers there.
8.4.
Wait.
Yeah,
27 of 28 people voted. Give it a couple more seconds, and then we'll end that one. I think we've got some spread out voting there. That's for sure.
I'm just laughing. Sorry to interrupt, Phil. I'm just laughing. A friend of mine is he's currently in Prague. He lives in Prague. He's got a bottle of Smoky Scott, which is an Irish single malt, 46%. He says his currently smells of campfire and fish and chips.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that's up in the scale of quite strong on the smoky side. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So everybody, you quite like a smoky dram, so don't you? You're quite keen on a Lafroig now and again.
I am indeed, yes.
There you go. I think we've got an answer for every part of the poll there.
Bruce likes a dram that tastes of fish and chips.
Not me, but
I have a bottle in the cupboard that is from the Malt Whisky Society, and part of the tasting of that is it says fish and chips. That's
really?
It says, sea air and fish and chips.
Oh, so saltiness. Okay.
Once we go through the drams that were in the chat afterwards, then I'll grab the bottle and let you see it as well. So there we go, 8 out of 10. So not bad for quite everybody. I think must be into their cask strengths. So 59.6%, obviously quite a strong beastie, that one. So
what's the name of that one, Phil?
Right, get yourself ready for this one. Okay.
Here we
go.
Whisky Society.
This one you'll be able to still get and everything. So it's one that's sort of more readily available.
No, actually, you're not daft, Tim.
148. Okay, so this is, and it's from 5 casks in total. So there you go.
Glenmurray. Glenmurray. That's
I don't know. Joe Stratton might jump in here and say, but some people say Glenmurray, some people say Glenmurray. I'll say them all just to keep everybody happy.
What does Joe say?
Often shite.
That's a fair comment, Barry. But there's only one way. There's only one way to pronounce that, and it's Glenmurray.
So
what age is that one?
Glenn, right? So, I'm just trying to look down myself here. Is 14 years old.
So that was a 14-year-old from Glenmurray, or Moray as it's spelled, but that's up the space side. So you're Elgin sort of way.
Yeah. So it's Sauternes, and it's
It's lovely. That's absolutely stunning.
This one is
how much?
Stunning. Okay. So
I've had that before.
Is that Glenmurray as in Murray Cup?
Ben Murray Cup.
Here we go. It's chucked in there somewhere.
Murray Cup.
All right.
So, yeah.
I thought I'd throw the big spoon in.
Rowies or butteries? There you go.
So,
Is that the one we bought as a club, Phil?
not this one, no. I think, if I remember.
So no, actually, Tim, you're not daft, because as I said, that some of them have got the salt, the sea, this, that kind of water, and that helps. So fish and chips,
And I know Joe has
you know.
bought some as well. I think you've bought a bottle
It's
yourself,
done.
haven't you, Joe?
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So-
Enjoyed it.
It's the standard one.
It was.
12-year-old, the normal one that you buy, just in the.
Yeah, the standard one out of the shop. I think there is two. There's two that's there, and I think there's a 12-year-old, and I think there's a non-age statement as well, which is the standard Glenmurray as well.
Yeah, I've often found that one was a bit rough, but I mean that was a lot better than your normal one, definitely.
Yeah. Quite a strong one as well. It's got a bit of a kick behind it, and everything being the cast strength as well. So cool, right? Last but not least, jump on to number 5.
There you go. This is the last whiskey of the night.
On number 4 for number 5.
Oh, did
Yeah, the price of that one, Phil.
yeah, it was just the cost.
I forgot to tell you the cost of that one. Well, here's me. Have I put it down?
It's free.
It's 75 quid.
75 quid. There you go. Somebody jumped into that. It's one that I have forgotten to note down on. I've forgotten to put it down in my notes.
So there you go. That's a £75 bottle, and it's
Secured is £75.
59 point.
As I say, you might be able to find that £5 down, £5 up, depending on where you go. But that one will be more available as well on some of the sites in Aberdeen Whisky Shop as well.
Nice.
So, last but not least, we're coming into dram number 5. Okay. So, grab your glasses, and starting to think we're getting similar sort of colours, darkening back down again.
You're absolutely right, Tim. Whoever said last whiskey of the night? Listen, right, here we go. Last whiskey.
Once again, not as dark as dram number 1. I think there's probably only a couple of whiskies out there that are darker than dram number 1. Yeah, as we go into dram number 5, so it says on the some of the distillery notes and one of the other tastings as well, it's verging on light brown, so it's orangey light brown.
It's darker.
I'm not trying to say rust.
No, it's near rust. I know what it looks like. I can't what rust looks like.
I'm not sure it's quite as dark as dark brown or rusty colours. I'm not sure. But if you do notice, it does have a slight cloud to it as well, which you see more in the bottle. Obviously, I don't know if you see.
Bob! There's Bob!
There is a slight cloud behind it. Yeah.
Hello, Paula.
Everyone shouting hello, Paula.
So there is a slight cloud in this now. As we've spoken about drams previously, when they're chill filtered, they have a slight cloud to them once they're done. But this one is not chill filtered, so it's quite strange for it to be. Now I can show you later on what's left at the bottom of the bottle. You'll see the cloud more, but I'm not going to show you that just quite yet, because obviously that'll give away what the whiskey is. So
what I'm seeing is that the legs on this
you can see that there's a slight cloud in
quite slow.
So, right, get stuck in, get your noses in there, and let's see what everybody's getting. So let's see if anybody has
I'm definitely getting rubber in that one.
some of the nose in this as well. So I've got my notes as well in the nosings, and I've got the distilleries ones plus a couple of others.
I'm definitely getting rubber in this one for me.
I find this one really difficult to
leathery.
Leather, that's it. Leather. Sorry.
This spell says diesel. Diesel.
Diesel.
It's like sunflower seeds. Like sunflower seeds.
Yeah, it's like somebody mentioned in some of the tastings that I read and looked over today as well was greenhouse smell. Was what? So when you said sunflower seeds, it just brought up.
Isabel, do you make biodiesel by any chance?
It's funny. Somebody on YouTube has just said that the colour is slightly dirty motor oil.
Well,
Castrol GTX after 2 years.
We've got. We're going for. I think I'm going for 5 watt 40. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Somebody who's going to remain nameless is a rubber leather weekend in Berlin. I'm not going to mention any names.
Tell the truth. It's yourself, Bruce. You're just not wanting to say. Asking for a friend.
It's got orange peel on there as well.
Yeah.
I think it's got a really nice nose. Whether I like
it's fantastic.
It smells lovely.
Yeah, it's got a lovely smell to it as well.
Just
some of the nosings I got was maybe a wee bit of ginger in there as well. Just not a lot, just a tiny wee hint of that as well. Some of the ones that they've spoke about as well was vanilla. I'm not sure about the greenhouse thing. Anybody who's more green fingered than me might get that one, but
what it is it's like the fertilizer in a liquid, not liquid fertilizer, but you get small droppers for feeding flower pots and stuff like that. It's got that kind of smell to it. So you walk in,
like garden centre smell.
In the flower section of the greenhouse, and you get that smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
what do you mean, shite?
That's different fertilizer, Barry. Come on.
Silage.
It's Miracle Grow.
You're right.
I'm definitely not green fingered enough for that one. So
you think it's got a lot more to the taste than just silage and fertilizer?
Right.
It smells nice.
If you haven't already, Slange, get yourselves in there.
All right, Slange, everybody. This is the.
This one got a lovely taste. This really nice and strong, but it's got that depth of flavour as well. Coffee notes to it too. A bit of vanilla as well.
Honey.
Oh, that's lovely.
Now, I tasted this earlier on, so I had a wee tiny taste. I was just finishing off some of my notes. Now, one of the things I don't know if anybody will remember this, but going back, or I think you can still buy it now, but was Jamaican ginger cake.
Wait, of course you can still buy that now.
You can still get it.
I've not had it for years. I don't know. It's maybe not available in Bankery, but hey.
Green and gold wrapper in Tesco.
I just for some reason I just tasted it and just immediately went Jamaican ginger cake. Used to have the big slab of butter on top, and yeah, that's just.
Yeah, it's got ginger. It's like as you described it, fellas, what to say, a sticky toffee pudding with ginger in it, which would be a ginger cake. Yeah,
very much so. And obviously your cherries, a wee bit of vanilla in there as well. So
I think that's a really nice.
Crystallized ginger, the stuff you get in the jar, crystallized thing,
like Joe's beard.
James Smith says he's going to Tesco's to get one after this.
You can't beat a Kerry Muir ginger cake.
A bottle of whiskey or a ginger cake?
Ginger cake.
Both probably. I would imagine both.
Both.
Some of the on the distillery, some of the distillery notes that they said was obviously the finish as well was long finish with a caramel twang.
Caramel twang.
It can be a good twang.
I get the caramel twang.
There you go. Long finish with a caramel twang. So, have a look at your have a swirl, have a look at your legs and your beading as well.
You could have put him on that, couldn't you? That was lovely. That's my favourite. That was just smashing. I would have.
That's lovely.
The last one.
If you want to, and if you're quite happy to put a couple of drops of water in, it's entirely up to yourself. It's totally up to you, how you like your whiskies. But if you want to put 2 or 3 drops in and give it a try, me personally, I'll keep it as it is. I'm quite enjoying it as it is.
Right, the first one I didn't put water in, and it was lovely, absolutely lovely.
I think number 3 and number 5 are ones that I've automatically thought, no, I won't put water in. I'm not going to put water in that. You know, it's a few of them you maybe think a couple of drops of water. I'm not generally a water person. I don't generally put in, but if I want to open up something and give it a try on the tastings, then yes. But no, I think that's one that I probably wouldn't put water in that one.
That number 5 is a lot more easy drinking with a few drops of water for us.
Yeah. So
Can
when you're talking about, sorry, Bruce.
No, I was just asking the question. Can I ask Sean if that actually pairs well with a Jaffa cake?
The Jaffa cake.
It's about a 7 out of 10 on the Jaffa scale, I would say. It's
the other ones would be better with a Jaffa cake.
No,
we obviously missed out putting Jaffa cakes in the tasting box the last time round, so we'll have to keep that in mind for the next time.
I had nuts, I had shortbread. I'm doing a little bit of an experiment, but Jaffa cakes are going.
John, how's the diabetes going?
I also have my daily dose tablets with me, just in case.
What Sean doesn't realise is that his doctor's tuned into Bruce's live stream on YouTube right this moment, so he'll get a phone call on Monday morning.
Listen, it's absolutely fine because
we need some of this tomorrow, just in case for the headaches.
It's absolutely fine because on the stream it's only your face, Phil. It's on here, nobody else's, so don't worry about that. It's fine.
You won't have any viewers left, Bruce.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
So, any thoughts on age for our final dram tonight?
15.
Joe will probably know what it is, so there's no point in him answering.
18.
20.
And I'm thinking it's a Glendronach.
You got to do higher or lower?
Lower.
Lower. Yep. So
12.
Well, we're getting closer. So we're going 11 years old on this.
Okay.
Oh, 11. And it's a first Phill Oloroso cask. Okay. So 11 years old, so it's a slightly younger one, so not quite into the 12s yet, but and then the first Phill Oloroso cask. I'll see who can guess where it's from. Come on then, let's say we'll go through all the regions anyway, but let's have a guess.
Bayside.
Highland. No. Tom and Tool.
I've no idea where it's from, to be honest.
No, but it's that tastes like the one I've had.
Tom and Tool.
We think he wasn't even in a whiskey club.
What's one of them?
The only Tommy Sean knows is that one.
Yeah.
Is that Tommy?
Tommy.
Yes, I'm not going to go there.
Just move swiftly on, Phil.
Yes, moving on from that one, you'll see the pictures on the page, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's nice.
So, okay, so this is another Islay. Isla, whatever you want to call it. As I say, we'll call them. I'll go through all the pronunciations just in case everybody had it. So it's another Isla single malt.
Isla, Speyside, whatever. Fortney, Fortney, is that people?
Yeah. So everybody, see, a lot of people automatically assume that every Isla or Islay whiskey is. Joe's laughing there. I'm going through malt, keep everybody happy. But everybody assumes that as soon as it's an island whiskey, it's peated or it's smoky. But obviously not necessarily. I didn't.
No.
Me myself, I didn't get any smoke. I didn't get any.
No, neither did I. The only smoke I got was the second one, which you got some smoke from, but not from this one. None at all.
So But what I was saying a bit earlier on about this being slightly cloudy as well, it is non-chill filtered. It has no colour added as well. So the cloud sometimes comes from when it's chill filtered, but this one isn't. So it's strange for it to have that wee bit cloud behind it as well. Okay. So we will jump into poll.
Oh, sorry. What's its ABV, Phil?
Sorry, I forgot to take the ABV. This one is 52.3.
Oof.
Okay, so 52.3 on this one. So it's up there in the strong ones. I wouldn't say it was kind of. It tastes. I don't think it tastes quite as strong as the ABV. But we'll launch it to the poll and we'll let everybody have their thoughts on their scores. And
it was really nice, 9.2. So I'll give it a 9.
All right, I'll give you the benefit. I prefer the first one. I prefer the first one, but
Scott Wallace says Aldi.
Number one's still better.
See how we go in here.
25 at 28 people. We'll just give it a couple of seconds more.
A couple of folk must have dropped off.
A few interesting results coming through. Right, we'll end that there and then share that result with everybody.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. 8 out of 10, so quite solid numbers there on our last dram of the evening. 6 out of 10, lowest one. No 5 out of 10, so quite good on the scorings. 1 10 out of 10 as well.
Good stuff. What's it called, Phil? What's the...
Get yourself ready. Obviously, our last bottling of the evening, our last tasting. This one being
North Star.
Okay, so indie bottling. Okay. So this is an indie bottling.
Actually, the North Star stuff that we've had previously has been really, really nice.
And it's Bunnahabhain.
Oh. It's a Bunnahabhain.
I was going to say that. I've got an 11-year-old Bunnahabhain that was from Gordon MacPhail. Quite
so another independent bottling in the Gordon MacPhail range as well. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, well,
good one.
Nipped off to get that there.
Nipped off.
So see what he's got.
Where is North Star based? Do you know where they're based?
Now there you go. That's something I didn't. I think it's Glasgow, if I remember correctly.
There's James. Bottled it. North Star. On James, show us your bottle. Half empty, as always.
Yeah.
Lovely.
that was only £50. That bottle. That's one of the nicest drams I've got in the cupboard.
Quality.
Very similar. I think.
So this one here is £130.
There you go. So you go. That's £130 for that bottle. Which again, it's a bottle that I wouldn't buy, and I'm getting to taste a whiskey that I couldn't afford, or to have, I suppose. Well, could, but I could think of better money to spend 140 odd quid on. But and you get a chance to taste that sort of whiskey, so fantastic.
That's just a Bunnahabhain. It's in there. There's no other spirit in that. It's just a Bunnahabhain.
Yeah. So it's just straightforward. So that's their independent bottling version. Very tasty indeed. First Oloroso cask as well. So it's it's not like it's got lots of flavours from any of the other ones. It's not been used so many times. That's the first Phill ones. So very tasty.
In the interest of science, there, I've just compared there, and the one I've got is a little bit harsher. There's not too much difference. So
it must be. Well, it would be. I would certainly think there must be a fair, fairly similar, being the same similar ages and Bunnahabhain as well.
Yeah.
With no disrespect to North Star, there's much better Bunnahabhains for less than £130.
Sounds green. Would you like it?
It would be interesting to know. It would be interesting to see that some of the prices as well. For
I like the first one. I'd like a bottle of that.
That's a struggle.
So it would be interesting to see some of the pricings, as I say, for some of the Bunnahabhains for what they've got for the North Star, and what the straightforward Bunnahabhains are as well.
We had the 18-year-old on the Islands night. It was fantastic.
Yes.
It was one of the best ones we had last year.
It was lovely. Yeah, it was another one. Now I'm not a big, not a huge fan of the Bunnahabhains. I find that some of them are quite sort of quite thicker. Some of the tastings and things like that we've had. Some of the Bunnahabhains before, I thought it was quite viscosity was quite thick and quite syrupy as it was going down through. Loved some of the lovely drams and everything, but not as it's just slightly different in some of the terms for what we've had before. But Bunnahabhains were very, very tasty indeed. And as you can see, showing obviously the bottle. And what I was saying previously earlier on about being slightly cloudy, I'll try and see if I can get a decent image on that to saying how slightly cloudy it is. It's difficult to get it on the camera, but there's a slight cloud in the bottle.
I see him.
Yeah. But not being chill filtered, because I've said about the chill filtering earlier on, giving it that cloud. So quickly, before we carry on any further, I will launch another quick poll that will let us know and give us your thoughts on your favourite dram of the 5 tonight.
Better. Number one.
I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we certainly. Hang on.
Here's the poll.
I'll be completely truthful.
The polls didn't come up.
You broken it.
I think so. Yeah. Here we go.
Broken it.
Oh, I'm going to be completely truthful. Do you know something? I actually forgot to add the poll for the favourite drama of the night. So Least I admit it. I forgot to add
it's up.
It's come up.
It's up.
It's here.
As I've been chatting, I have literally, been typing it out. So,
your missus has.
No, definitely not. My missus is there.
Good for you, mate.
4 maybe. Let's go 4. I think. See, one was nice. One was nice. One was nice with the colour and looking back.
Trying to be as professional as possible.
Oh, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
5, isn't it?
We'll go for 4.
Surely number 4, burnt rubber.
Listen, stop calling me Shirley.
There's a bottle
you love it, Sean.
House of Malt.
No, there we go. Somebody's.
Says it's COVID cleanse.
Right, you just need to. For some strange reason, I'm struggling to get back to you. My computer has.
Ground to a halt.
I'll just try and get back to you. There we go. Too much cask strength, I think. That's right. There we go. So we'll end the poll there, and then we'll share the results with you. So, dram 3.
More than half.
Which is obviously the best one.
Recount.
So,
Stop the count.
There you go. So the black art.
Oh, that's right.
No,
What was dram 3, by the way?
Somebody's dug up some of the ancestors like Joe Biden did for a vote on that one.
And I agree with that one.
So dram 3 being the black art one for the evening. So there you go. So the 1994 black art.
That fetch.
Yeah, that was nice.
Recount.
Still £284 worth.
That's a fair result.
Yeah.
That's it, Georgie. I think somebody fixed that result. Like Trump, he fixed the result. He did something, Georgie.
I would say that's probably I've left some of Dram 3 just to enjoy in the general chat afterwards as well. Because it was an absolute.
I'm going to say, Phil, I've kept like bits of every dram apart from 3 because it was so good. I turned that in an instant. As soon as we started tasting it, it was gone.
So yeah, no, it was lovely. It was good. So thoroughly enjoyed that one. I'm going to try and just before we finish off, obviously we stay online afterwards as well if everybody wants a general chat. But I'm going to try and launch you a last poll if I can. Just what we're trying to do is get some ideas of what everybody wants for regional preferences. Okay, so we've chucked in some.
Apparently, Tom and Tool's a region now.
Tom and Tool, yeah. Unfortunately, I've not had time to chuck Tom and Tool in there. So it's just to find out, give us a rough idea if anybody has preferences.
No, obviously the space side. Aye.
Well,
I mean, space side.
Not that I want to sway anybody, but I want to do Campbelltown because it's the part of the Scottish map that looks like penis. So I want to taste. The whiskey.
I voted that for you, Barry.
Honestly,
Barry, I'm voting Campbelltown.
I want to taste the whiskey that. I mean, apart from anything else, I actually love Campbelltown whiskey. But it looks like, if you look at the map, it's the bit that looks like Cock and Bell End.
Is it Campbellton or Campbelltown?
So why wouldn't you want a good mouthful, I suppose?
Campbellton or Campbelltown, it depends on whether your mouth's full or not.
Campbelltown.
And I can't recall doing many Campbelltowns in these tastings to be honest. Well, not in the last 6 months.
Next month.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'll end that there. We've got 25 out of 27 people, so I'll end that poll there and we'll just share that information with you. There you go.
Campbelltown it is.
Campbelltown! Yay! Clear winner.
Yeah, Campbelltown coming on to being a clear winner, but as it happens, our next tasting next month is Campbelltown.
Oh.
Campbelltown, what do you want to do? We're doing a tasting towards the end of next month, which will be a Campbelltown premium tasting. Now,
interesting.
Question that we were going to ask all the, we're going to do a poll. We're just going to see what everybody has. Does anybody have any themes that they would like us to do as a tasting? So we are going to open it up to yourselves, people who join us in our tastings.
You mean like in fancy dress and stuff? Is that what you mean?
Don't even start on fancy dress because Sean will ask for tarts and chaps.
John, about some keys.
I always ask for Vickers and tarts, you know that. Vickers and tarts yet.
So it was just to find out from you guys, the guys that join us on the tastings, to find out if there's any themes on any of the whiskies or anything that you would like us to try in any of our tastings. So as I say, we've got Campbelltown coming towards the end of next month. We're just in the throes of getting that organised at the moment. So it was just
what date is that one?
Sorry?
What date is that one in February?
31st.
31st? Yeah.
31st.
Yeah. All right.
12th. The 12th.
I'm trying to think myself now to remember where.
There's a lot.
Yeah. We've just added in the chat room theme GIMP costumes. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So,
leather and rubber.
Campbellton. See what happens after 5 whiskies.
I know.
You should ask this at the beginning of the night, Phil.
Yeah. I know. I should have done that. So, don't forget we have our Facebook page as well. So if anybody wants to has any themes that they quite fancy us covering within the club itself on any of our tastings, please jump on the Facebook page on the messenger or let us know. just drop us a message and we can, we can certainly see. So Barry says he wishes it was only 5 whiskies, so I would imagine he's obviously had a few side drams and others as well. Yeah, I'll drink to that as well. So yeah.
I tried to look for the date on February, but it doesn't have it on.
When are you planning on doing Campbelltown?
Now I'll need to. Hopefully, Joe Strachan can jump in here. I've forgotten the date.
Over to you, Chairman Phil, for deciding.
Well, I don't know. I thought the date was. I thought the date was already set for that one. Was it not?
February.
Pick the date, but it'll be the back end of February.
Okay, so we'll be looking at
26th. The 26th sounds good.
So basically, what they're looking at now is setting a date for the next Whisky Club meeting, which will probably stream live as well, and it's going to look like Campbellton, a whiskey selection of 5 different drams. Catch them up on their Facebook page or their website, Whiskey and Cigar Club, the Aberdeen Whisky and Cigar Club. Google it, you should be able to find it. That is it for me tonight. I'm going out to walk the dog. I'll let them crack on. They're just going to chat on for another hour or so, drink more whiskey. I'm not. I've got things to do tomorrow, so I think 5 is enough for me. And we'll take it from there. So listen, thank you very much. Thanks for joining in. Stay safe. Hope you're all doing well in lockdown. It's not the greatest. It's a bit shit, to be honest, but we'll get through it. So listen, thank you very much for joining in. Thanks for taking part, and tell your friends. Don't forget, you can. Does this work? Yep. Never miss a video. Subscribe. Click the button. Subscribe, and then you can take it from there, and it's all good. Right. Listen. Thanks very much. I've got no credits, no closing music or anything like that. I'm just going to stop the stream, and we'll take it from there. Listen. So thank you very much.